Once upon a time, in a lush and green forest, there lived a curious little turtle named Skip. Skip loved to explore and was always asking questions about the world around him. One sunny day, Skip noticed something strange. Whenever he tried to jump, he felt himself being pulled back towards the ground by an invisible force. Puzzled, Skip decided to ask his friend, Wise Old Owl. "Wise Old Owl, why do I feel like I'm being pulled back towards the ground when I try to jump?" Skip asked. "Ah, Skip, that's the force of gravity. Everything near the earth is pulled towards it by gravity," explained Wise Old Owl. "Gravity, what's that?" Skip inquired with wide eyes. "Gravity is like an invisible force that pulls things towards each other. Imagine it like a giant magnet pulling everything down towards the earth," replied Wise Old Owl. Skip was fascinated. He wanted to learn more about this mysterious force called gravity. He decided to set out on an adventure to understand gravity and its effects on objects around him. As Skip ventured through the forest, he stumbled upon a hill. Curious to see how gravity worked, he found a round stone and started rolling it uphill. He noticed that the stone needed more force to overcome the pull of gravity as the hill got steeper. Skip realized that gravity made it harder for the stone to roll uphill, but easier for it to roll downhill. "Wow, gravity makes it tough for objects to move uphill, but helps them move down easily," Skip exclaimed, feeling proud to have discovered something new. Skip continued his exploration and found a meadow where he saw kids playing with balls. He observed as they threw and dropped the balls, noticing how they behaved differently in the air. As he watched, he saw that a thrown ball moved differently from a dropped ball. The thrown ball fought against gravity, trying to stay up in the air, while the dropped ball obediently fell straight down towards the ground. Intrigued by this observation, Skip conducted his own experiment by testing different objects and recording how they behaved when thrown or dropped. He discovered that heavier objects required more force to overcome gravity, just like how it was harder to push a heavy boulder compared to a small twig. "Gravity sure has a big role to play in how objects move and behave," mused Skip, scribbling his findings in his little notebook. As Skip's adventure continued, he met a friendly frog named Freddy who loved to hop around. Together, they hopped on different inclines and noticed how gravity affected their motion. They found that going up a steep hill was tiring for Freddy, needing more effort to hop, while going downhill was fun and easy. Freddy and Skip also played with marbles, rolling them on different surfaces and slopes. They realized that gravity changed the way the marbles rolled depending on the incline, making them speed up going downhill and slow down going uphill. Gravity really changes how we move on different slopes. It's like a special force that makes things more exciting. Freddy croaked happily. As Skip's adventure came to an end, he returned to Wise Old Owl to share everything he had learned about gravity and its effects on objects. Skip excitedly shared his discoveries about how gravity pulled objects towards the earth and made it harder for them to move uphill, and easier to move downhill. Wise Old Owl listened closely, nodding in approval. "You've discovered gravity's secrets, Skip. It's a force that affects everything around us, from rolling stones to hopping frogs. Well done, my little friend." Skip beamed with pride, realizing that asking questions and observing the world around him had led him to understand a powerful force like gravity. He now knew that gravity made objects near Earth move in interesting ways and required different forces to overcome its pull. And so, Skip the curious turtle and his friend Freddy the hopping frog became known as the explorers who unraveled the mysteries of gravity, inspiring other curious creatures in the forest to learn, question, and observe the world around them. Together, they discovered that the force of gravity had many secrets waiting to be uncovered, and that asking questions and exploring could lead to amazing adventures and new knowledge.